What's up, everybody? My name is Chris. I am Captain of the Nerd Squadron, and today we're reviewing our very first hot toy on the channel. Now, my collection is no stranger to hot toys. I have quite a few in the collection. I just didn't review any of them because there are so many great, talented content creators on YouTube who actually review these, and you guys scare me. So today we are going to be reviewing the Hot Toy Star Wars TMS129 Anakin Skywalker's Clone Wars. This is the Anakin that we saw in Ahsoka in that flashback, and that was so cool to finally see Anakin in the Clone Wars armor. So let's go and take a look at the box right now. So in the front, we do have a great shot of the figure right in there with that expressed look on him. We do have the nice band located in the front right there. Such a great head sculpt. We do have here, it does say Star Wars TM2129 Anakin Skywalker's Clone Wars 1/6 scale collectible figure. On the side here, we don't have anything here except for the band saying that same thing. And then on the back here, we do just have some really boring legal information. And then onto one more side here, we do have one more shot of Anakin right in there. Let's open this puppy up and see what we get in the box. Now in the front there, we do have another shot of Anakin right in there with a Phase 1 Captain Rex located right here. And then we do have Ahsoka there. Now having this Anakin in my collection now makes me think I need Ahsoka in the collection. I do already have a Captain Rex, but it's not from the Ahsoka series. But as of right now I'm really motivated to get me into Ahsoka because Anakin needs a friend. So we're going to lift this up here, and then we're going to get a quick view of everything here. Now let's go ahead and take this front shell off. Then we're going to have Anakin there. That's first impression look. Let's go ahead and take a look at Anakin first before we take a look at all the accessories. So let's go ahead and take this part off here and take a look at that head sculpt. Look at Anakin. He looks so good. Now there was a little bit of controversy with this head sculpt because it's very specific to his character. Now some people are saying they wish they would have gotten another head sculpt, but this was a look of Anakin we did get in the Ahsoka series pretty often. So let's go and take Anakin aside. Let's take a look at everything you're going to get in the box. Here are all the accessories you're going to be getting with this Clone Wars Anakin. Let's go and start with the base first. Right here does say Anakin Skywalker right in the front there, and it does have this nice texture just like in the planet, colored beautifully. The high spots are a little bit lighter, low spots there are a little bit darker to kind of mimic the sands from that planet. And we do notice now they're no longer doing those footprints in the dirt. I feel like I'm the only one who likes that, just because, I don't know, it just makes it feel like the figure is actually stepping on this here, but a lot of people did not like that. But that is all you're getting in the stand. Nothing crazy there. We do get a nice little crotch grabber right in here. Here is a crotch grabber here. Sometimes I prefer crotch grabbers just because I don't like the waist clamps. I just feel like it's doing a lot to the material of the figure. So yes, we are going to be getting an adjustable crotch grabber. Now we do get a few sets of hands here. So we do have Anakin's hand right in here. It looks more like a force pushed hand here. So you're going to get one of these. We are going to be getting a right-handed saber hand here, as well as a left-handed one here as well. We don't have one, but we do have two closed hand grips there. Now, very nice when it comes to the hands here. They are sculpted beautifully. They look like leather gloves. Very beautifully done here with these gloves here, and pretty flexible as well. So when it comes to the saber hands, it shouldn't be an issue when trying to get the saber in his hand. I've had some older Hot Toys that you literally have to pry the fingers back. So the new designs and new molds they're using for the hands are beautifully done and very flexible. We do have these comms here that you are going to be getting. This looks like a remold from other old figures that I've seen before, but it is painted beautifully and very bright in color. And you do get one of these holograms that sit right on top to where you can have Anakin holding him. Interesting enough, we are looking at a Clone Wars Anakin, and why are we getting a Phase 2 Rex as well as an Episode 3 Obi-Wan? This just must have been a recast and they just threw in there, but comes to consistency and accuracy, that's not correct. And then we do also get a nice little Ahsoka in there. And you can see the individual lines there. It's beautifully done there. It looks just like the holograms. It's not something different that we've seen in past figures, but the holograms still look exactly the same from before. We are getting two sets of lightsabers. We are getting this lightsaber here. This is going to be a USB powered lightsaber with a light already inside here. These are not the greatest. I normally just end up buying custom ones for my Chris Custom Sabers. Normally I always get one of those anyways. These are not great at all. And in case you don't want to use a lightsaber, you do get another one here that you can use as a belt hanger, which will simply just hang from Anakin's hip. Now, we do get these here, kind of hard to see. These are little pegs or CoverTech wheels, little miniature CoverTech wheels that go on the lightsaber that you can simply just hang from Anakin's hip. With the lightsaber, you are going to get a blade, and it's not even just the lighting in here, how bright it is. This is saturated and almost looks clear with a touch of blue. It's not the greatest, and I think the purpose of that is just to make the light shine through it better, but I'll definitely show some shots of that here in a second. But yeah, it's not great. Like every other hot toy, you are going to be getting this swooshing effect, which is actually really, really heavy. I never use these, so this is just going to go back in the box. They added these little blaster effects that blast off the blade, which will simply just slide into the blade, and we see like the blaster deflects that we saw in the episode. So that's very cool. I'm wondering if I heat it up a little bit, once I get me that custom saber, if I can use this, because I definitely want to be using this when it comes to posing. You are going to be getting the little power box here. This is going to be what's going to plug into the saber, and then a USB port right there. Hot Toys do not supply you with a USB-C cable for this, which is so unfortunate. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to actually give a USB cable, but also it's not hard to find one. So yeah, these are cool. Honestly, this worked out well for my Vader, but it didn't power the saber very well. So this is powering other things here, but this comes in handy. And with this, you do also get this little attachment here, which simply just hooks on here and kind of just snaps into place. And then that actually goes on the back of Anakin and hooks onto his belt. I don't like that. Do you see that little hook right in there? I think eventually it's going to help deteriorate the pleather of his belt. I'm only saying pleather just because majority of the time Hot Toys does use pleather, but they do add this here, right in here. This same idea clips on to the power box. The only difference is this will now clip on to the crotch grabber. So as long as you're using the crotch grabber, this will actually hook onto here, just like this, like that. So you don't have to worry about having that tension on the belt. So this is probably something I would personally use just to avoid any form of rubbing or any form of tension on that pleather. All right, that's enough of the accessories. Here is the Anakin Skywalker Clone Wars from the Ahsoka series, and you can just look at that head sculpt. That is Hayden Christensen for sure. There's no deniability of that is Hayden Christensen. Now we have two other versions of Clone Wars Anakin. We do have a little bit of like Battlefront style Hayden hit from his face, and the rest is all Clone Wars. And then we do have a more animated style, but this is going to be the live action Hayden Christensen. Let's take a look at the hair. Look at that. The strands of hair that come down from his head there is beautifully. The sculpt for hair is getting incredible for Hot Toys. And I know we have the artisan editions, but that just looks so good. I am not 100% convinced with the artisan condition figures. The artisan collection, I do really want that Anakin. That was one thing about Celebration. I was not able to get him, but I think eventually I would have loved it. But look at him. His eyes look like he's looking right at you. And we'll take a look at this head sculpt here in a second. Let's take a look at the articulation real quick. So yes, the arms do come out about that far. I'm not going to overextend it because this is my personal figure. If you have one for yourself, you test it out. I'm not going to do that. We do have some elbow articulation there, elbow articulation here, and as well as not too much on the wrist, but we do get a lot of rotation. Legs do split right down the middle. Sorry, Hayden, I'm doing this to you right now. And then we do have some poseabilities with the knee, so we do get just about 90 degrees there. The boots are pleather, and it is inside there is where the articulation is going to be. I'm not going to be doing a lot of articulation with that. I just don't want a lot of creases in that pleather. Don't want to risk ruining the pleather there. His clothes here, there are no wires here, but there is a wire located right here, so you are able to pose it to where it does stay open there. Let's see in the back if it does have that as well. So here it does not, but down here you do have that wire there, so you do get some posability there. Look at his armor here. The armor looks just like in the show, beautifully done here. Is it red? There is that red there. Yes, just like in this show. I actually just rewatched that scene not too long ago, and now looking at this Anakin, he looks beautiful. Now he does have a CoverTech clip located right there. So for the CoverTech wheel for that saber, that's exactly where it's going to go. I just noticed right in here, he does have the canisters located right in there. For us saber people, that's where our batteries go. This does not open here, so that is going to be a molded plastic there. So yes, that does not move. Now, we do have articulating eyes. The eyes do move side to side. So to do that, let's go ahead and just pop off his head. We'll set this aside and take a look at the head there. So if you look right inside there, you will see the eyeballs located in there. So there is a tool it does come with. This one here, this helps you kind of just maneuver a little bit, but there's enough room in here where you can probably use your fingers. Let's see here. I don't want to make him look dumb. There we go. I feel like with this, he needs to have some type of a side eye. Just like that. I don't mind the side eye at all. The side eye goes perfectly because he does have this expression with his one eyebrow kind of moving up there. Let me see here. And for some reason, when you look at him, he needs to have a certain angle. There we go. So there is a certain angle that this figure looks great with the side eye. Angles always matter with these figures, but I think I'll go ahead and leave with a side eye here. So if I just leave him here and turn him that way, the side eye looks great. I feel like the side eye wouldn't work all that great if he's going to look to the left, more to the right, just because of the way his eyebrow is lifted there. After rewatching that episode several times, I do notice Hayden did do that a lot. He definitely did that whole eyebrow thing for the majority of his appearance in that episode. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and leave his eyes to the side there and leave his eyebrows up just like that. And yep, that's Hayden. This is my first Hayden Christensen or Anakin Skywalker figure, and I'm very, very pleased with it. So beautifully done, Hot Toys. Beautifully done. All right, so now we have Anakin out on the turntable doing his little "what's the problem" shrug that he did in Ahsoka, and probably not my favorite pose that I've done, but he does look great. And the one thing that really shines are those movable eyes. A lot of people were talking about the face sculpt. They didn't like the face sculpt because it's just very unique and it's just one eyebrow up. But if you just turn those eyes to the side, give it a little side eye, it does look phenomenal. The gauntlets here look like they are actually pleather as well, but they are molded plastic. If you compare that to the boots are pleather. The pleather looks great. I'm just worried, again, pleather does deteriorate over time, so this will definitely be in a case where it's going to be dust free. But I do worry about pleather on all my figures. The belt is pleather, but it's also molded plastic for those pouches there. So they look great. There is a difference in color, but they do look great. Now we do have the lightsaber now posed and hung from his belt there, and it does look great. It actually looks pretty accurate to Anakin's lightsaber. His armor looks great. It's textured, it's blackwash, it's weathered. There's some scratches on it. It definitely looks like it's seen some use during the Clone Wars. I think Hot Toys did an amazing job when it came to details on his armor. Got another pose here with Anakin. Now, this one's a little different. I did have his eyes pointing to the left now, and it looks like it does work. At first, I didn't think it was going to look great, but it does look pretty good looking to the left. As long as you are tilting the head in a certain angle, I think it does look great. I think I'm going to pose him with the eyes looking to the right, but the left does work. Now they're standing straight up. He looks great. I mean, there is no deniability that this is Anakin Skywalker. This is Hayden Christensen. It's a great figure. Now, I did pose him with the lightsaber hand. You can see just how saturated that blade is. And as the figure turns right there, you can see right through. It's not blue. It's a very, very saturated blue. And it's just, it doesn't look great. And it has to be for the LEDs to shine through the entire blade. Now, I went ahead and messed around with the wires, and you can see just how more dynamic this character looks, especially when you have him posed a certain way. And those wires make a huge difference. Posing him here with the lightsaber straight up and down. Now, this is a little different. His head's cocked to the left, but he's also looking to the right. I don't know. It works. I thought it wouldn't work, but honestly, it's working. Now, speaking of lightsabers, these again are the clips that's going to be clipped onto the power box or the power supply for the figure. This is it right here, and I am going to go with this one here. So all I gotta do is just snap that on, and then from there, all I need to do is just get the wire for the lightsaber and just connect it through there. Now, after connecting, all you have to do is just get a USB-C cable. Again, Hot Toys, they don't supply a USB-C cable, but once I powered it on with a power bank, you can see just switching it on, you can now see the LED there lit up. And then from there, I'll just take that, clip that on to the crotch grabber there, and it fits perfectly there. And you can see there, the lightsaber is now lit. Now, the lightsaber is not perfect. There are bubbles in that plastic that's made for the blade. Now, if we go ahead and look a little bit closer, that you can see those bubbles, those imperfections. They don't look great. I don't have an Anakin Skywalker lightsaber, the custom CCFL ones or the LED ones that are now available. Once I get that, I'll make an updated video, but it just doesn't look great. I did add those little blasters on there, little blaster effects, and they do look great. But again, those little imperfections and bubbles within the blade itself just doesn't make it look great, and I can't wait to get me a custom lightsaber for it. All right, everybody, this is going to conclude my review of the Anakin Skywalker Clone Wars 6-scale figure by Hot Toys, available now at SideshowCollectibles.com. This video could not have been made without my friend Bryant, who gifted me this figure for my birthday. He is on Instagram at MR Collectibles. If it wasn't for him, I would not have this hot toy in my collection, as well as having this video out in time for you guys. So Bryant, thank you so much for this figure. I was one of those ones that when this figure was announced, that I was not the biggest fan of that face sculpt. I felt like his eyes can only point in one direction. You can only have one simple little pose. But I think today we proved that if you just tilt the head in a good direction and you're really good at posing, those eyes can go in any direction. Now, I think this is going to be a very underrated figure for a lot of collectors, and I think a lot of collectors feel that they don't need it in your collection. But I think that once you pick it up and you have him pose it just perfectly, I think he might end up being one of your favorite figures in your collection. So with that being said, if you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And if you guys are returning viewers, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.